Good evening. This is Poems from Me to You, formerly called Facebook Love, number 337. For those of you who follow these on YouTube, I am at 498 subscribers, which is kind of astonishing. I didn't think that anybody would be that interested in poetry. Anyway, I wanted to come on and read a couple poems today. I was feeling rather pensive because I've been pressed. I've been busy. And sometimes I read poetry or write it because I need to get something out or whatever. But other times I just need to take a breath and let things sink in. And I stumbled across a few today that help. And believe it or not, they're both written by men. If you follow me, you know that most of the poets I like best are women. But I just happen to have two for you by male writers. This first one is called Against Distance by Trey, Moody. Against Distance. I don't know who needs to hear this other than me, but the moon will never leave you. You are good enough for the moon, and the moon is good enough for you. Because you are here, and the moon is there, every time the moon is supposed to be there. And isn't it interesting when we want to show up for each other? We say we are counting on it. And what else but numbers teach us we are one? And what else but the moon teaches us we are each many? So when you try counting your remaining moments with the moon that will never ever leave you, give up. Even the moon inches a little more distant every year. I've heard grief is only love with nowhere to go. But then you look up. Against Distance by Trey, Moody. I want to see how old that poem is. From 2024. Quite new. Very new. Fresh. There is a poet I've read a few pieces by in the last year or two who I found on Facebook. I think he's published a book or two. He's kind of a stream of consciousness writer. But he always hits me. His name is John Roedel. Often they are just untitled pieces. It's like he just opens up the computer and starts writing, and then he hits post. This one really got me. Someone just told me to pull myself together, and I immediately started laughing because I'm not that person anymore. There is nothing to put back. Those old pieces are all lost, and I have no interest in finding them ever again. Do snakes try and slip back into their freshly shed skin? My strings have been cut. The mask has slipped off. My disguise is on the bedroom floor. I'm walking around in only my cozy socks. This is my only magic trick. To joyfully deconstruct right in front of you, and now leaning into a version of myself that I was made to be so long ago. Self-loved, unafraid, singing, and a whirling witness to the miracle of creation as I wear nothing but my birthday suit. Finally unclothed, finally unleashed, finally unfolded, finally unashamed, finally understood, finally, finally, finally naked, and ready to skinny dip under a blazing moon. A poem by John Roedel. The hashtags he used on this were #becoming and #self-love. I know it's graduation time and I'm throwing things on the floor. It's graduation time. It's the end of the school year. There's so much going on. There always is. And I keep feeling thrown back to 4 years ago when I started this, because we were in the middle of a pandemic and social upheaval and the events of Memorial Day weekend 2020. Nobody needs to be reminded of that. I feel the need to go inward, and think and breathe and be quiet and become. I hope that you feel the same way, at least sometimes. This is Poems from Me to You, and I'll see you again.